Hello friends, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel, and if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much because I know that at the end of this news you are going to subscribe, and I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again. The headline reads: Southeast has no reason to reject Fulani herders. Akpugo. Prince Bibi Akpugo, a chieftain from Abia State, is a member of the Board of Trustees and National Caucus of the All Progressives Congress (APC). In this interview, he disagrees with the position taken by some governors of the Ruga settlements, the clamor for recognition by the Igbo, and what President Muhammadu Buhari should do to sustain his social intervention programs. Daily Trust asked him, states in the southeast say they will not give their lands to settle Fulani herders. As an elder from that part of the country, what is your reaction to this? And he said, you see, sometimes we make things they are not supposed to be problems to look like problems. In my area, we've been with, you will call them herders, we call them cattle dealers, we call them cow dealers, we call them the Fulanis. We've been with them all the time. Like in my home, Umahia, everybody knows that Umahia is the center of cows in the east. And so we attended Gaki, terminus for cow. We rear cattle. I don't think anybody who loves this country will make it a case. If the herders, as you call them, can give you ranches where they rear their cow, from where you can go and buy, I don't see anything wrong with it. Daily Times asked him again. There are allegations, especially in some quarters in the south and middle belt, that the ranches you talk about might not be the real purpose of the federal government. That giving the herders land in states that only the governors have the powers to do so is an Islamization agenda. And he answered, you see, that one I cannot say, but I know we've lived with them. I mean the Fulani in my home when I was very young. My parents, my grandparents were with them. They never asked us for emirates. What is in their mind today, I cannot say. But it is to rear their cattle and have ranches. It's okay. I don't see anything good in going to people's farms to destroy. Should government start the pilot project from some states in the north that have already indicated interest so as to reduce fears of forceful takeover of lands in other parts of the country? Apugo, I agree with you. It's something that all of us are going to see when it starts, because it's not going to start in all parts of the country same day. The federal government has to start it from somewhere, but I still maintain that I don't see anything wrong. If they want to come to my home and have a ranch, it's business for us. It's only if there's another thing in people's mind. But if it's bringing cow, we've been living with them all this time. But the allegations that the herders these days carry guns instead of sticks. He said, if they carry AK-47 rifles, in the first place, I don't think they are herdsmen. Of course, the herdsmen that I know carry sticks like you rightly said. If they are herdsmen, they have no business carrying rifles with them. The best for the government to do is to make sure that the herders don't carry rifles and should go with their sticks. Anything apart from carrying their sticks, I don't think we should call them herdsmen. And if you go by what Olusegun Obasanjo said, me, I won't take Obasanjo's word for anything, because he had said a lot of things, including that anybody that voted for Atiku, God should punish him. He shouldn't be taken by his words. Most of the statement he made can incite. This country is looking for permanent peace, and that's the only thing that will make Nigeria remain a country. Daily Trust asked him, when IPOB and MASOB were active in their agitations, the federal government designated them as a terrorist group, but the present administration is negotiating with herdsmen. Apugo answered, one thing we should understand is that these killings are also happening in the north, so there is no way we can say the killing is in a particular area. The security agencies should add more force to their operations to stop this menace of terrorism. Then coming to my area, you spoke about IPOP. We don't even know the people. We don't even know them in our place, not to talk of knowing MASOB. But these ones, the Fulanis, we've seen them. Are you now saying the Ohanaeze, some Southeast governors who are opposed to the idea of grazing and rural settlements are ill-conceived in their thoughts? He said, in the Southeast, when you say Ohanaeze, it is not something that is visible. Nobody knows what's called Ohanaeze, including me. You call Oduduwa Afenifere in the Southwest, you know them. You can see somebody. So Ohanaeze is not the name of anybody, but Afenifere, you will see somebody standing. In Arewa, you will see somebody standing for the protection of their people. Not when the time of politics comes, you will see a group of people saying we are Ohanaeze just to take money from politicians, not for the interest of the people. Look at it that way. So the Ohanaeze speak from both sides of their mouth. The people are not known as far as I'm concerned. People shouldn't be taking Ohanaeze as speaking on behalf of the Igbos. With what you are saying, don't you think your people will accuse you of being pro-North or pro-Southwest? Apugo said, no, for you to praise people, they are doing well. I don't think it's wrong. Anywhere that we've done well, I will say it. I'm praising those people so that our people should copy their attitude. Yes, our people should come together like them and be stronger. Let's talk on the agitation for the next president of Nigeria to come from the Southeast. Do you see the possibility of that happening in 2023? And he said, you see, that's imagination. Nothing is wrong with presumptions. But for me, it's too early to start talking about 2023 when we haven't survived 2019. It's after those in government have settled themselves. We have ministers and others in place. Then by 2020, 2021, we start talking about 2023. Nobody knows who will live up to that time. We are not God. You defected from PDP to APC. Are you comfortable where you are now? He said, you see, sincerely speaking, I have a position that should make me comfortable, but yet I'm like an orphan because of my colleagues. I'm calling on my colleagues to come back. Who are they? He said, I'm calling on my colleagues to come back. Not only that, I'm also calling on Southeast governors to join the APC because we cannot be talking of power coming to us without having allies. And the allies, we must trust us. Don't you think the federal government has been fair to Igbos to warrant the governors joining the APC? Do you think the federal government has been fair to Igbos to warrant the governors joining the APC? And he said, that's my calling on them to come, because if you are not there, you cannot say what you want. If you are in the opposition, you are called opposition. Daily Trust said, you said the position you hold should have made you comfortable, but yet you are calling on your allies who left the APC to come back. How do you reconcile this? And he said, I call myself an orphan because I want my people in the Southeast to join the APC to be able to ask for what the government should do for them. My state delivered 25%. I'm from Abia State. Enugu didn't deliver. Anambra didn't deliver. Imo didn't deliver. It's Ebonyi that delivered. And if APC is going for those that won election, I don't think the other three would get anything. And if they didn't get anything, it's a big load on Abia and Ebonyi. The rest would be starved. The Igbos have already lost out from getting key positions in both the executive and the legislature. Now it's time for ministerial appointments. What's your expectation? Apugo said, that's the reason I asked them to come in. You don't call somebody who's not with you and give him appointment. If they were there, nobody will negotiate it because it is their right. Where is the rallying point for Igbo to project the image of the Southeast? Apugo said, that's exactly what I said earlier when I was asked about Ohanaeze. It should have been the rallying point. But now I don't want to talk about Ohanaeze again. I want us to use APC as the rallying point. How can the federal government ensure that programs, especially the social investment programs, are implemented at the state level? And he said, I suggest that the president should appoint presidential liaison officers in the state, especially in those states not controlled by APC. The PLOs will be in charge of all federal government projects in the states and ensure that they are fully implemented. We had a similar thing during the Second Republic. Guys, so that's just the interview with this APC chieftain. He said it's from a woman here, and he's one of the board of trustees. And when I listened to his interview, when I read about the interview, I was just like, definitely in every 12 you must have Judas. It's a given. So people should just be aware of that. Everybody that you call your own, you need to look at them thoroughly and see, where they really belong to. Because from the way this man is speaking, he said that there's nothing like Ohanaeze, that if you talk about a Afenifere, talk about a Arewa, you see somebody, if you make mention of that name, you see somebody standing. But for him to be saying Ohanaeze and all of that, I wouldn't want to dabble into that. I know my Igbo people will be able to talk if really there is something like Ohanaeze or not. But I know that Igbos are really interested. Majority of the Igbos are interested in Biafra, and that is what they are concerned about. So all this talking about Arewa or whatever is none of their business. But the issue of trying to degrade your own and praise other people, I see no reason why people should always engage in that. And meanwhile, he's talking about the Igbos getting position that you have to come to APC. Is APC a court? When PDP was in power, the PDP asked everybody to come to PDP. They themselves that are calling themselves APC now, they were in opposition. Nobody forced them, and they were able to get power. So it is not it's not cast in concrete for the fact that they are in power today. Tomorrow they might not be in power. So it is like that. Power has to change from party to party. We cannot run a one party system. When people are talking, I just believe they talk because they are getting something from that particular party, or they are expecting something from that particular party. So definitely they will want to be siding or to be talking of talking good or positive things about that party. But what I see that in all of these people, most of these people, they are not talking as, they don't talk as a nationalist. They don't talk as a somebody who is patriotic. They are just loyal to their party. Whether their party is doing wrong thing or not, they don't care, because they are just in that party. I want people that will be able to say, okay, we are not in any party, or even if you are in a party, you just have to say things that are not even right in your party, but you are always like, whether they do things in the right direction or not, you just have to support them. So me, I don't really want to waste my time on those kind of people that are nationalists. You don't belong to anybody, you belong to everybody, and not those people that will tell you that they don't belong to anybody, that they belong to everybody, and in their action they do something different. And the way he's talking about this herdsmen people, that he doesn't know that there's nothing wrong in giving them land, that is not really agreeing with the Southeast governors that do not want to give this Fulani headers, some land to do their whatever. But they ask him again that, okay, these people, there's, kind of thinking that people have towards them, that, they have an ulterior motive and all of that. He said he wouldn't know. Why wouldn't you know? Since you don't know, people that have seen some things ahead, that these people, don't really mean well. They say they don't want to give their land, and now you say you don't want to agree with them because you don't know what they have in mind. You say if it is to come and do their cattle business, it's a good thing. Of course, who doesn't want development? Who doesn't want business to grow? Who doesn't want the economy to grow? Who doesn't want people to get employment through any form of business that is really legal, that is not going to be detrimental to others? So why are you talking as if people don't just want a good governance or development? Because people have seen that these people, they have another motive for doing this, and that is why they are rejecting it. And you are defending them, you don't even know their mind. All your own is just that because they want to come and do business, or to come and do their cattle rearing business. So you just have to allow them, and without checking, other things they have in mind, or check their antecedents, check their records, their past records, and you are just coming because you are a party member. You feel that, okay, anybody rejecting them, the person is not doing the right thing. So guys, that is just my opinion concerning the interview that was, granted this Apugo, a chieftain of the APC in Abia State. I would like you guys, to put down your comments based on what he has, said and his response. I would like to hear your take from the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening. Bye.